Hello and greetings to all your comic book creators out there. Mike from Frontline here, and welcome to my dual review of two comic books that I'll be reviewing in this review. And these came out recently, so I decided to, well, I missed the first issue of this comic book because, you know, I forgot to put it in my cart, so I wound up getting issue 2 and I missed issue 1. But what I'll be reviewing is from IDW, and that is Street Fighter X G.I. issues number 1 and 2. So this is the Street Fighter vs. G.I. Joe book. And since this is the first issue, which I'll be reviewing right now, I'll say who the writer and the artist is for this comic book. So the writer is by Aubrey Sitterson, and art is by Emilio Laiso. And I hope I said the names right, and if not, I do apologize. So it starts off where from Street Fighter, M. Bison, and from G.I. Joe, Destro are the main people who are the ones that run this tournament that they're doing. And what I'm going to be doing is just who versed who, and I'll say how they won without spoiling too much. So first match was Crimson Viper versus Snake Eyes. And by the way, here's some artwork, which is drawn phenomenally amazing. And in this one, Snake Eyes wins by a kick, so he advances to next round. The next round after that is Rufus versus the Baroness. And Rufus is a pretty well-known character in the Street Fighter video games that I've played in the past, and he uses his kung fu and his charisma to win. So he wins and goes on to the next round. So one for G.I. Joe and one for Street Fighter. The next match I thought was really interesting. Kakain versus Roadblock, which was the next round. And this was actually pretty interesting and a really close fight, but Hacken wins that victorious with his oily stuff. And it was actually pretty funny. And then the final battle for this issue is Ryu versus Jinx. And this fight that Jinx uses the Soryuken that Ryu teaches him, or taught her, and I liked how he held in his darkness power behind him. And this page I love right here, when they're both attacking each other at the same time. But in defeat, there is one winner, and that is Jinx. So that is 2 for Street Fighter and 2 for G.I. Joe. And now it's time for M. Bison to go into the ring in the next Versus book, which I will review. Just want to show you guys a roster of this for this round. And just remember that because I'll be reviewing issue 2 of next issue, which will be right now. But for issue number 1, a great starting point. This gets between a 4.5 to 5 out of 5. Excellent artwork and a great story to start this off. And going to be going into the next round, which will be Street Fighter X G.I. Joe, issue number 2. So now we see that M. Bison is now going to go into the ring. And it won't be that earlier now because we have other matches where Guile, Cammy, and Chumlee enter in this comic book. And here's some more phenomenal artwork. And we're going to start with the round of Guile versus Gung-Ho, which is the true American hero. And as they fight each other, Guile uses his back kick and he wins against Gung-Ho. But they do show respect for each other in the end, which is really what great sportsmanship is all about. The next round is just all Street Fighter, which is Dan versus Chumlee, and you all know Dan, the funny comedian guy. He's just a little cocky sometimes. But anyway, as we go into this fight, they're fighting against each other with nice moves that one after another came. But actually, Barton actually came into this, and he won this round. So I'm guessing that's from the G.I. Joe side, Chris? Yeah, because it was Street Fighter versus Street Fighter, so I knew.
Who?
Barton.
Oh, yeah, that's G.I. Joe side.
Yeah, that is G.I. Joe because it was Street Fighter versus Street Fighter. So,
I need to see the picture.
Yeah. I'm a little bit familiar with G.I. Joe, but not too much. And we also get a little bit of, other talk scenes that happened before this next bout, which is Storm Shadow versus Crocmaster. And it was bloody. It had crocodiles, and it was a close win, but Storm Shadow has advanced in this one. And then we get the issue where it happened last of M. Bison versus Cammy. Now, if you'll remember, Cammy used to be a servant of M. Bison, which is said in this book of how he brainwashed her and all that stuff, if you know the story. But, sure enough, this is delicious. M. Bison won that battle. And that is it. So that is to be continued after almost killing her, literally, instead of letting her go. So, the quarterfinals begins next month. Snake Eyes versus Rufus, Hacken versus Jinx, Guile versus Barton, and Storm Shadow versus M. Bison. And here is the preview cover of issue number 3, which I'll definitely be reviewing here on Comic Frontline. And the updated roster of now who advances to the next round of tournaments. So this is looking really good. I just want to know, I think M. Bison's going to make it in the end from the bottom. But Rufus and the other people on the top, I don't know. But if Guile goes against Bison, that would be really something to read. But we'll find that out when we cross that bridge. But this book was another excellent read, and also I give this between a 4.5 and 5 out of 5. These two books, with excellent artwork and excellent story as well, these two books are highly recommended. If you're a Street Fighter and G.I. Joe fan, you'll pick these up for verses, and if not, then you won't. But it's a really interesting fight, and as always, I like to pick up versus books that are awesome to read, and these are definite recommendations to pick up at a comic store near you. And with that, everybody, that's my dual review of Street Fighter X G.I. Joe, issues numbers 1 and 2. Before I go, don't forget to check out the sites of ComicFrontline.com, ZoneFullPodcast.com, and our YouTube gaming channel, Frontline Gaming Zone, because we are your number one source for comic and game-related news, views, and a whole bunch more. Hit that subscribe button to Comic Frontline today, and leave your comments below of these two issues. Do you think this was better than this, equal, whichever comments you have, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. To all you comic readers out there, I'm Mike from Comic Frontline saying take care and keep watching. Until next time, later everybody.